Andrew thinks that like freckles make him lucky or something, and what become they're so good because they don't really do anything.
You don't think so? You're speaking from experience, right?
Well, it says here, it says here, if Andrew had freckles like Nikki, his mother would never know if his neck was dirty, but if his neck was dirty or blah, blah, and all that.
I want to
So maybe
thank you over sharing because in the end of the book, she said she knows a secret recipe for removing freckles, but I don't really believe her because she pulled that trick on Andrew for freckles.
I think if he wanted freckles, he would have to grow up with them. Or be born with them.
Yeah, I agree with Aiden because most people are born with freckles. I just get them the very next day.
Were you born with your freckles? Okay.
after Sharon tricked Andrew and was saying, I can get you freckles, Nikki said that he wants to get rid of his freckles, and then Sharon tried to do that, and he said he's trying to persuade him to buy it for 50 cents, the recipe to get rid of them, but that's not true. But before Andrew could say anything, she made a frog face at him, so.
Same you.
Yeah, wouldn't he just get that the recipe is just like some evil plan because it has like all this like weird stuff like hot pepper and then like
Onion.
all this weird stuff.
It's basically just a recipe for getting sick.
I think that he tried to make him. I think it doesn't really say this, but I think that Sharon tried to get Andrew absent by getting him on formula because maybe he doesn't like him or something because maybe
That's a really interesting thought, Cameron.
I think the girl who made the recipe just didn't like him, so she tricked him, so he wouldn't go to school ever again.
Was there anything in the book that tipped you off or made you think that maybe she didn't like him? Any hints?
Well, maybe she just was just selling that stuff randomly just to make money.
Because it was for 50 cents.
And Andrew said that was a lot of money, so like she would be rich. I feel like she sold a lot.
Yeah.
well, never mind. I forgot what I was thinking.
It's kind of weird that I actually trusted his worst enemy. Like usually if you don't like someone, you don't like trust them at all. He actually fell for it.
Usually stuff that medicine wouldn't cost like 50 cents or else it won't work. That means that because medicine usually that works would cost more than that. Or just 50 cents.
Maybe his
Here we go.
maybe his family, maybe he. Maybe he might not have a lot of money because he says that 50 cents is a lot of money, but it's really not. It's only $0.50, so.
Yeah.
I wonder if that could have anything to do with when the book was written. Can you check in the beginning, the front of the book and see when the book was written? Because sometimes if a book is older, money is worth a different amount.
Well, it does say yearling.
I think that's the publisher. Here, let's look and see. Can you see in here? Usually with the copyright date.
It says for more than 40 years.
Let's see. 1971. Let's see. Text copyright written by Judy Bloom in 1971. So that's
I know that's
over 40 years ago.
That's 1 year before I
Well, I was just saying it. It says for more than 40 years right here.
in the book he said every week he gets 10 cents.
That's his allowance.
Yeah, it might be back in the old days because a long time ago they didn't have like all all this money, like to be like so rich and all that. Like usually like $10, you'd be like really like rich.
And like maybe like a chocolate bar would cost the same.
That's true.
I like the cover because it's like I don't know, it shows his face on the outside. But,
Oh.
but I also think that's kind of cool that they dotted it with like blue marker because because it says that he dotted his face with blue marker. Does it make it look like freckles? So maybe that's like an example.
Mm-hmm.
In the olden days, stuff didn't cost that much because people didn't have much, so it didn't cost that much. To like get a milkshake, it didn't cost that much.
So does that change your thinking about the medicine only costing 50 cents and
It was a recipe.
the recipe only costing 50 cents?
Yeah, but I wonder why Nikki Lane wanted to get rid of freckles.
That's a great question. Let's think about that. Why did he want to get rid of freckles?
He probably doesn't like water anymore.
And people make fun of them because of it. Make fun of.
He might be getting made fun of because of his freckles?
Maybe he just doesn't like them because like they're ugly or whatever.
I personally love freckles. So.
Yeah, my sister gets freckles in the summer, but they disappear in the winter, fall.
Me too.
All that.
George, how do you feel about your freckles?
I've only had them for like 2 years.
Do you like them?
Kind of.
Kind of. I like them. They make you unique, right?
I love freckles.
You want freckles? So would you? The next question is, would you recommend this book to other kids? Why or why not?
I'd say
Probably yes, because I forgot.
Yes, because it can teach them don't pay people, don't get stuff from other people, because it might be a trick.
And I think you shouldn't do it because like maybe they're just using you to just get money for something that they just randomly slapped down on a piece of paper.
I think the author wrote this book because she wanted to tell you you're perfect how you are. Because at the very end, the teacher, she was like, I didn't like you without freckles. And then when the other kid with freckles, he like said he didn't want his freckles. She was like, well, I like you with freckles. So just how you are. Just person how you are. Another way that you can kind of find out that this book is kind of old is because it doesn't say chapter 3 or chapter 2 or all that. It's just this big bold number.
I like that.
I wonder why the author would choose to have the book published that way instead of.
Like the same chapter.
Yeah, why do you think? Think of any reason why they would do that?
By the way, the only page where it's actually colored in is this one.
I can tell it's the olden days because in the olden days they didn't have pictures with color, they had black and white.